I mean, if we share them, they wouldn't be inside anymore. They'd be outside jokes.
I can't share any of my inside jokes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, every one of us with each other, we all have our own inside jokes. I mean, like guys like Rob and Rich, you know, they have so many. And honestly, sometimes when we're hanging out, most of the time, it's them explaining their inside jokes. And we just, I mean, yesterday we were just talking about all these references that Richard had because he's from Tennessee and they have all these sayings. And I just realized that I have like no sayings. Like, what was he saying? There, you make a silk purse out of that sow's ear.
A silk purse out of a sow's ear?
And I got stuck on I'm like, what's wrong with the sow's ear? Like, I used to eat sow's ears and they were great.
I'd never heard that. I'm from Texas. I'd never heard that. He was surprised.
Do you have any sayings? Like, I have no sayings that I say or that I grew up listening to.
Just like sayings that you use all the time?
The only saying that my parents ever, because they're all in Chinese, I guess, the only one that they ever told me was, men don't cry. That's the only saying. I'm serious, you know. But
it's important. That's a good one.
I grew up in a very traditional household, and my parents have become more progressive since. But you know, I mean, this is dark, but like I love my parents. I still do, and even during this time, like there used to be a joke where I'd be the kid that got thrown in a burlap sack and beaten. It was only half true. I mean, it's fine because I was that kid that like I kind of deserved it. And there's this one time when we had child services come over and they brought like the dolls and like, where are your parents like touching you and hitting you? And I remember me and my brothers were like, what do you just interrupt our beating? What are you doing? Get out of here. I still remember that. I'm like, oh man, that's really funny.
How's that for an inside joke?
But so like that men don't cry saying was the only one that stuck, and it really bit me in the ass because like when you're acting, you know, it's an exercise in vulnerability, and like when I needed to do scenes that I like needed to cry at, like I was so bad at it because I just never cried. There's like a portion, like I spent probably like 10 years, like a period where I never cried, even when I wanted to, because I was so like practiced at it. And then when I started taking acting seriously, I had to open that up, and I'd start watching movies like Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, okay, let it happen. And like the last 30 minutes, I'm just like bawling, it's over. I mean, you probably did that too, Lord of the Rings.
What? No, that's Lord of the Rings.
It's just sad.
Did you cry to Lord of the Rings?
I try to cry at inside out. I knew I'm like, I can see that when this imaginary friend, like, I knew it was gonna happen. I'm like, he's totally gonna jump off, and it's still like, oh my god, it still sucks.
They're right there with you.
All right, well, it's a good movie.
I cried like Forrest Gump. Like that's more my.
I haven't seen Forrest Gump yet.
Shut up.
I know. I'll get it. I'll get on it. I haven't seen a lot of movies. I didn't start watching movies till after high school.
Well, here's the saying: life is like a box of chocolates. Life is like a box of chocolates.
That's really good.
That's a terrible impersonation right now.
Oh, I've never seen the movie, but to me it sounds like Tom Hanks.
Jenny was like peas and carrots. That's right.
So, to answer your question, the newest inside joke we have now is a song called Sweet Caroline. It's gonna annoy the shit out of me for a long while.
I'm glad I wasn't here to witness that, actually, because it probably would have ruined the song for me.
You'll have your chance.
Wow.
Man. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.